goes Danny Weldon, a 32, also involved. The Minis start to crank them back up. Once again in turn number 3, they'll be looking for a start, this time by. Trying to hold the field back. Here we go. Look out, trouble again in turn number 2. The pole setter, the 60 of Lee Lamont involved, along with the 24 of Gary Dimmick. Both cars able to refire, will stay under green. Charlie Wheeler, your leader. Wheeling up on the outside, it's John Crawford cranking it up on the 85. Crawford on the move. Kirby Hazen also on the fly with the 48. Crawford, your new leader, off turn number 4 in the 85. Hazen comes to second, the 48, and Gene Shippey in the 00. Lap traffic playing a part as Crawford works to the outside, headed for turn number 1. Crawford, Hazen, and Shippey, 1, 2, and 3 now down the backstretch. Hazen looks to the inside, darts the nose of the 48 down low, makes himself a hole, and Kirby Hazen will come off with the lead. Now Shippey looks for an opening on the inside. Gene Shippey brings the 00 up to second. Hazen, your leader. Gene Shippey second. John Crawford running in third. Fourth spot goes to the 2 of Chris Stanhope. And unofficially, the 94 of Rick Lambert running in 5th. Flag one more time around for Kirby Hazen. Caution flies for the disabled automobile, the 1X of Greg Sargent. So this sets up the last dash for the cash here in this final lap. We'll get the green this time, the white next, and the checker. They'll be running 2 laps. Here we go. Chris Stanhope makes a big move on the outside in car number 2. Stanhope trying to come from 4th spot on the high side. Hazen back out in front with the 48. Stanhope settles into second. White is out this time. Shippey drifts out, a little bit of contact. Again, Shippey pushes coming out of the exit of the corner, and a little bit of contact again with Chris Stanhope. Stanhope trying to wrestle second away. Checkers will be up this time by Kirby Hazen. Run for second. Stanhope will get it. Tri-State Megabuck Mini Stocks. Field in line in order. They group them up in turn number 3, looking to the start line. They're 2 and 3 wide on turn number 2 and down the backstretch for the first time. Sheldon Shippey out in front as they go inside and outside of Chris Camden. Sheldon Shippey out of Vernon. Scirocco way out in front, 3 wide into turn number 3. On the inside, the 22 of George Pond. Whoa, look out on the outside. Nice job by William Salo. Salo saves disaster right there as he holds on in car number 4. They dice it out down the backstretch. Salo on the fly once again. Also coming through, Stu Fletcher in the 58 and the 9 of Kevin Bodrian. Sheldon Chippy, your leader in car number 1. Then the 22 of George Pond. Then car number 4 of William Salo, the 9 of Kevin Bodrian, and the 33 of George Jalbert. Right now is the 9 of Kevin Bodrian, up to 3rd spot now in that beautiful looking Scirocco. Shippey way out in front, car number 1. Bodrian will look to the outside, going to turn number 3. Bodrian and Pond run into the corner. Bodrian on the outside with the 9. Pond on the inside with the 22. As a 2x2 off turn number 4 with 1 to go. It's all Shippey with the lead. The race is for 2nd. Bodrian in car number 9 by a car length now in turn number 3. Trying to shut down the inside, but skids way outside. George Pond will come through for 2nd, race for 3rd. Looked like the 33. Minis roll into turn number 3. Looking to the start line. We're under green. There, 3 and 4 wide off turn number 2. Down the backstretch for the first time. Everybody looking for racing room. Out in front, Henry Tutt in car number 55 and 35 of Joe Lanu running 2nd. Down the backstretch, middle of the pack. Coming out on top is Beef Alexander in the 44 as he starts to move through the field. Wayne Eldridge puts car number 6 out to the point, and Eldridge, your new leader. Henry Tutt in 2nd, the 55, then the 09 of Taylor running in 3rd. Battle for 4th. On the inside, Ash in the car number 7. Outside now, slipping to the inside of 44, Beef Alexander. Keith Alexander running second, the 44, and Nick Taylor in the 09. Up this time by for Wayne Eldridge. ABC Motors Street Stocks ready to go for the first time. First heat event. Leading him down, Robert Hager in car number 91. Nice, slow, even pace. The green is out. Trouble as the back end. You can see the broken axle on car number 91, and luckily that happened right at the start as he is able to limp off to the infield and a field to stay under green. Lucky that didn't happen at full speed. Leading him down for the first lap, Jim Zullo in car number 10. Zullo, your leader in car number 10. David Anthony running second in the 17. Then the 27 of Sandy Gilbert. Gilbert all the way around in turn number 4. In the record books. We'll be back green this time by. Starting to put some pressure on. Looking to the inside of turn number 4 at the halfway point. Marsh all the way around with car number 7 in turn number 4. See if he can refire. Raffle tickets, get a couple bucks out, grab them early. We'll have a good prize to give away a little bit later on this evening. Side down the backstretch. Jim Zullo in car number 10 on the inside. David Anthony in the 17 on the outside. They're halfway this time. get down to the bottom of the track to close the door, but Anthony had a little spot, but had to turn it sideways. 1 to go. Anthony trying to turn up the wick. Zulo still thinks he's there on the inside. Let's see if Anthony can sneak up on the outside. Nope, going to poke it down low again. Look for a way behind the inside, but it's not there. Jim Zulo. All the fine meats we use here at the Speedway. Make yourself available to our concession stands throughout the night and enjoy our great racing action along with the great food. Street stock heat number 2 underway. Ken Thompson out in front as they go 3 wide off turn number 2. Lightning Larry Riendo on the move in car number 4. Riendo puts a nose out in front to take away second spot as they slide him off turn number 4. On the outside, Ken Thompson trying to hold him off. Riendo switches to the inside now. Challenge for the lead. Lightning Larry out in front in car number 4. Thompson trying not to give up too much ground as he chases him down the backstretch. Riendo puts a hammer down and pulls off by 2 car lengths. The 37 of Rodney Dorr in the chase. Flag on the 37 of Rodney Dorr as he heads for the pits. Riendo still your leader in car number 4, the 69. Back up to second of Kenny Thompson, then the 73 of Dennis Greenwood running in third. Number 1, 4-second spot. Dennis Greenwood flies by in car number 73 to take over second as Riendo gets the checkers for the second street stock heat. Greenwood will come home in second and Kenny Thompson in third.
Friendship draws the line for us as racers. That's where our friendship draws the line for us as racers. No more women, how do we friends like tell me he doesn't just got a story Rob Rear about.
Field set to go. It'll be green this time by. Another new driver joining us late, the 83 of Bruce Chesley. Field runs 3 wide down into turn number 3. Radical Russ Davis on the inside of car number 5 with that 3 wide bunch. Scott Shute, your early leader in the 34. Radical Russ on the fly in car number 5. Turn number 3 where the action is. Ed Licker on the inside. The 70. Look out, there goes your leader. Davis out of Cavendish in the Camaro out in front. Second spot now, Dan Damaris in car number 85. Then the 47 of Mike Benson and Licker in car number 71. Fifth place is car number 50 of Aaron Shute. Pictures of last week's action lineups for all 5 of our racing divisions and results. All the point standings that you want to look over, and the streets are back underway. Leads them down, leading another lap. Mike Benson challenging in car number 47. Benson now has second all to himself, but he closes right down on the back bumper of Russ Davis. Smoker out and back, Bruce Chesley. He's got a cockpit full of smoke. Z shuts it down, the race is for first, right up in front. Benson just can't find a way by. Checkers up, Radical Russ Davis. Demers, Matt Waite, Rob Goodenough in 1 New Hampshire, and Ryan Keith. They're set to go. We're going to crank up the Pro Stocks for the first time tonight. Shut down and regrouped once again. We'll be going back to our original starting lineup. Original start, 42 goes back up to the point. We've got a Heartland in the Camaro. Outside the 42 of Kevin Brooks. Field groups up in turn number 3. Nice pace this time. Good start for everybody. Here we go. Goodenough got shuffled towards the back of the pack in the 1 New Hampshire, but he's back on the fly. Look out, they jumble up in turns 3 and 4. Bodreau will lead him this time. Guy Karen in second. Mark McClay running in third. Gets a good bite off turn number 2, trying to challenge for the lead in turn 3. Guy Karen gets a nose up even off turn number 4. Casey in car number 77 making a move at the halfway point. It's still Guy Karen, Bob Rugg, McClain, and the 77 of Tim Casey. Casey's trying to hang on the outside. Casey making it work on the high side here at Claremont. Karen all by himself by 8 car lengths. Rugg now with his hands full with Casey on the outside door panel. Great racing back for second through 8th spot as they come down the front stretch. Tim Casey and Rob Goodenough, the 77 and the 1 New Hampshire, starting to move on the high side. Rugg in car number 70 will drop back to 4th. McClain now switches to the high groove. 1 to go. Checkers up this time by for Guy Karen. Spalding, your leader in the 86. Brousseau running in second. Mike Brousseau takes the one out in front. Gary Spalding falls to second. Then the 9X of Dennis Bergeron. 4th spot, the 50 of Corey Patton and Peter Daniels in the 76. So then Gary Spalding, Peter Daniels on the fly in the 76, puts the nose way down towards the infield. Spalding will hold him off, but Daniels has got third. Then Corey Patton on the charge. Now is Jim Boniface in the 27. Daniels switches to the high side with the 76 with 2 to go. Here comes Peter Daniels. Contact between Boniface and Barry Messer going into turn number 1. Boniface in the 27, Messer in the 5. Checkers up for Mike Brousseau. Still getting the feel of that automobile. Field regroups. Brian Baker will lead them by once again. They'll look for green. Scored out in front, the 162, Brian Baker and Patno challenging now on the outside, the 24. Todd Patno out of West Swansea cranking up that number 24. on a challenge at turn number 3. Patno dives to the inside with a 24, hanging less scored on the outside. The Yogi Mobile out in front. To go for Todd Patno, Dave Lesgord, and Brian Baker. Dave Arsenault all the way around in the 81. Yellow will fly. That'll group the field back up. Patno and the Yogi Mobile will see the white flag this time by. Lesgord trying to race back for second. Brian Baker in car number 11 running in third. White is out, 1 to go. Napa Auto Parts Modifieds are ready to roar. Here they come off turn number 4 for the first heat. Rusty Ball in car number 20. Pokes the nose out in front. He'll lead him by. David Smith running in second, the 1 New Hampshire. Then a 19 of Keith Stewart. On the outside, Sean Bodreau in car number 3. Car number 20, David Smith Sr. running in second spot. Bodreau in third. A jumble of cars looking for fourth. Dwight Jarvis and Jack Bateman stuck in the back of the pack. Jarvis makes it through. Bateman trying to follow through. Dwight Jarvis, the man on the move with car number 28. It's Rusty Ball, Smith in the 1 New Hampshire, Bodreau and Jarvis. 8 for the Mod Squad, ready to go. Monteith out by 9 car lengths down the backstretch. Gary Simons running in second. Steve Corbeil running in third spot. The battle for fourth. Randy Howe coming on the outside at car number 8. Peter Daniels in the 71. Goes all the way around, turn number 4. Roaring Randy trying for a second spot. Back to the point. Peter Daniels now in second. Gary Simons drops to third spot. Daniels taking a look to the inside. Here comes Pistol Pete. Daniels starting to turn up the wick, looking for the lead. Daniels on the inside. Monteith on the outside. Peter Daniels. Your new leader, the 71 main with 2 to go. Checkers will be up this time by for Pistol Pete. Tonight's feature event for the Jiffy Martin Mini Stocks. Your leader, Henry Tutt, coming on the outside in a 55. Greg Sargent, the man on the move in the 1X. Remember, the top 3 will move on to the feature event. Tri-State Megabucks Mini Stocks. Roaring around the racetrack. Henry Tutt now being challenged by Greg Sargent. Sargent, your new leader. Tutt settles into second. Third spot now, the 40 of Terry Sawyer. Look out, there goes Tutt. Holds onto it, keeps charging down the front stretch, only loses 1 spot. That's the bubble spot where Henry Tutt in the 55 and Danny Weld are battling for a position. They're halfway this time. We're getting down to it. Danny Weld trying to move up another spot into 32. Danny in the transfer spot. 3 cars to move on. This is your race coming down the front stretch right now. Sargent's all by himself in the 1X. Then it's Terry Sawyer in the 40. Danny Weld and Henry Tuck battling for those final 2 spots. 1 to go for Greg Sargent. Half a lap now for the 3 battling off turn number 2. Who's going to get to go on and who's going to have to load it up for the night? We'll find out. Sargent gets a checkered. Terry Sawyer holding down second. Weld will get third. Liberal Beef Night. Lots of racing coming at you. The green is on in our second mini Consi. The squeeze is on up front as Leo Martin trying to get to the inside. Joe Lanoux makes a block and puts the 35 out in front. Coming hard on the outside, the 24 of Gary Dimmick. Dimmick rolls into second. Will chase Lanoux down the front stretch. Contact, turn number 2. The 5 of Leo Martin and the 21 of Monica Rook. The 24 of Gary Dimmick, and in third spot right now all over the racetrack. Hold on though as Ron Gobbin Jr. in the 25. Remember him, he went up into the dirt off of turn number 2. Look at him, inside, outside, hang on Ron. Ron gives up the spot to Stu Fletcher. Fletcher now the man on the bubble. Monica Rook starting to charge through. She's looking for a qualifying position. Monica Rook on the move in the 21. Gets it too far sideways and drops a spot. Battle now for third. Monica Rook puts the 21 up to third. It's Joe Lanoux. Then the 24 of Gary Dimmick and Monica Rook. Monica looks to the inside and takes over second spot up turn number 2. One to go for Joe Lanoux. There'll be another good race for third between the 24 and the 58 and the 25. Here they come off turn number 4. Down to the line. Stu Fletcher is going to come home third, unofficial. 2, they fly into turn number 3. Brooks on the outside, pushes way out and lets the field go by. Marcineau, your leader in the 81. And it's a 36 of Matt Austin. Matt Waite pushes car number 9 up into third spot. The Hauser Trucking number 9 on the move. Matt Waite moves through for second now in car number 9. Look out, turn 2, 2 cars in trouble. Dennis Bergeron in the 9X and the 29 of Scott Patno. The yellow will fly. Jackets and t-shirts, chair back seats if you're getting a little sore out there. One to go this time for Dave Marcineau. Matt Waite a close second. Mike Conrad. They're set to go. Limited late models ready to crank it up for the first time for their first heat event. Last qualifying 2 events here on the track. Is your leader. Kevin Lesgord running at second. Jamie Lanou is third. Lesgord putting all kinds of pressure on Earl Maxim. Noel Bergeron trying to get in it. Look out, a little bit of contact. Turns 3 and 4. Bergeron cranking up the 96 on the high groove. Lesgord switches to the high groove in the 75. It's still Earl Maxim in the 5. Kevin Lesgord in the 75. Noel Bergeron in the 96. Lesgord pulls up even off turn number 2 and down the back stretch they fly. Earl Maxim trying to hold them all off. Noel Bergeron gives him a love tap, trying to send him on his way with 1 to go. Kevin Lesgord hanging it out there. Bergeron going to peek to the inside. They're going to be 3 wide. No Bergeron trying to put his foot in the door. He's got an opening. Here they come. Woo! Right down to the wire. Scratch on the field, the 73X of Dennis Bell. Todd Merrill, the leader in the 63. Bob Johnson right there in second. Still Merrill out in front. Johnson and the 27 of Ken Morris running in third. The 3 of Mark Blair looking for racing room as they stack up behind him. Tommy Canfield making a move in a 15. Mark Blair pushing that number 3 hard into turn number 3, trying to gain another position. Blair hooking that Monte Carlo down to the low side as he noses out in front for third. It's still Todd Merrill out of Charlestown with the Camaro, laying him down. Bob Johnson in second. Sparks coming from the low side of the 27 of Ken Morris. Maybe just breaks, maybe something a little bit more troublesome. We'll keep an eye on that number 27. On Blair's number 3 as he shuts it down and heads for the pits. To go for the limited late models, heat number 2. Still Todd Merrill trying to hold them all off. Moving on the outside. Now 51 is Craig Karen and Tommy Canfield in the 15. Going to make it 3 wide in turn number 3. Checkers will be up this time by, it's going to be Todd Merrill. Event of the night belongs to the Tri-State Megabucks Mini Stock Division, and they are ready to light it up. 20 laps of racing coming at you. Big field for the minis. We're going to go green this time by. Look out down the backstretch. The 22 of George Pond and the 34 of Gordon Cowdery go for a wild ride. Field stays under green. Sheldon Chippy puts that potent number 1 out in front. The number 6 of Wayne Aldridge comes through for second and 3 and 4 wide in turn number 3. Shippey out of Vernon into Scirocco, trying to hold off Wayne Aldridge in car number 6. Third spot goes Bill Salo in car number 4. Then Chris Stanhope in the number 2, and the 85 of John Crawford. on into turn number 3. Eldridge on the inside puts the nose out in front. Shippey trying to come back on the outside, but your new leader is Wayne Eldridge. In the 6th, still leads at Shippey second. Salo with a battle with Chris Stanhope now in car number 2. Then it's John Crawford in the 85, Kevin Bodreau in car number 9. Yellow will come out, car parked here on the front stretch in a very bad spot. It's Greg Sargent's number 1X, and the field will shut down. Mini stocks back in line, set to go. They'll be looking for green this time by. Field being held back as they look to the flag stand. Green is out. Man making a move, Beef Alexander in the 44 on the outside, way on the outside. Puts 2 wheels in the dirt, but keeps it cranked up, looking for 8th spot. The 00 in trouble in turn number 4, but straightens it away. Good battle up front once again. Wayne Eldridge on the inside, Sheldon Shippey on the outside, Chris Stanhope looking for a way by. Now fading back in car number 1, and looks Bodreau up the second and the 9. Chris Stanhope comes home in third as they've got trouble on car number 1. The 1 of Sheldon Shippey showering sparks on the right side. The right front corner is in trouble on the 1. He'll have to be careful. It's still Wayne Eldridge, Kevin Bodreau, and Chris Stanhope. On the backstretch. 2 cars around, the field to be shut down. Monica Rook in car number 21 and the 58 of Stu Fletcher go around in tandem on the backstretch. Hey, one more feature. That's it. Still holding off Kevin Bodreau and Chris Stanhope as the field flies down the backstretch into turn number 3. Good racing coming off turn number 4 as they're 2 deep. come out. Randy Benson in trouble with car number 12. So the field will be regrouped and brought back together once again. Eldridge, Vaudrian, and Stanhope had got a little distance between themselves and John Crawford, but that'll all be over. About the middle of the pack as they get shuffled out and ready to go. Vaudrian trying to keep the RPMs up on the outside as Eldridge will tell them when they're going to fly. Here they come, rolling into 3 and 4. Looking at the start stand. They look good. Green is on. Kevin Vaudrian now by a whisker as they go to turn number 3. Now it's Eldridge back out in front by a hood. As they come off turn number 4, Eldridge back in command. Two to go this time. One more time around for Wayne Eldridge in car number 6. Kevin Vaudrian trying to chase him down, then Chris Stanhope. Look out, trouble on the backstretch. George Jalbert in the 33 gets it cranked around. Checkers fly for Wayne Eldridge. Good race for the Tri-State Megabucks Mini Stocks in our first feature event of the night, and the top 3 will be pulling up into victory lane. Wayne Eldridge takes the victory lap with checkered in hand. I'll bring that back around and line that number 6 in the front row. Picture taking ceremonies will then take place, and we'll introduce you to these drivers when they're out of the automobiles. Stevens, Bobby Turner, TJ Small, Randy Howe, and Wade Cole. Liberal Beef proudly presents the Mod Squad. 50 laps of racing. Thrusty Ball running in second. David Smith running third. Dwight Jarvis, Jack Bateman on the fly. On the move with car number 28. It's still Monty, Thrusty Ball, Dwight Jarvis, David Smith, Jack Bateman. Shuts down the field. Steve Corbill in the 56 in trouble. They've got a Kirby sets a fast pace into turn number 3. Field right with him. Off turn 4. We're back to green. Good night, Dwight Jarvis back out in front. Jack Bateman trying to follow him through with a 47. Will be shut down once again. Here they come, rolling into turn number 3. A little bit of bumper tag, middle of the pack. Green is on. Monteith not willing to give up easy. Monteith back to the lead. 71 of Earl Taylor around and turn. Lights are out. We'll go green. This time by. Here comes the field. Turn number 3. Look out. Turn 2. Wheel to wheel as they pick up the pace, heading for turn number 3. Hang on to your seats, pick yourself a winner. Here we go again. Peter Daniels leaps out to the lead. Bruce Batchelor Sr. running for 3rd. Contact, look out! Batchelor Sr. saves him down the backstretch. Halfway this time by. Kirby Monteith and Jack Bateman coming up through the field. Keep your eye on the 85. Challenge for the lead. Turn number 3. Dwight Jarvis back to the lead. Rusty ball all the way around in turn number 2 with car number 20 brings the yellow out. It's around. We could see a green this time by. Jarvis and Daniels will go back to war. Here they come off turn number 4. We're back to green. TJ Small up to 3rd. Batchelor Sr. in trouble with a 77. lap number 39 for Bruce Batchelor Sr. in the 77. Here they come. They roll into turn number 3. Daniels closer this time. Jarvis steps down. Off turn 4. We're on the green. Here comes the mountain man, Kirby Martin, up in the second spot. Two to go this time by for Dwight Jarvis. 2 to go. White is out one more time. The race for second. Daniels trying to put the move on Kirby Monteith down the backstretch into turn number 3. Monteith shuts the door. Dwight Jarvis will get the win. Laps for the modifieds, and grabbing the checkered in victory lane, Dwight Jarvis. Limited late models, the Jiffy Mart late models, ready to roll on Liberal Beef Night. They crowd them up in turn number 4, and we're under green. in turn number 2 as the 63 is off the pace. The 63 of Todd Merrill shuts it down. Jiffy Mart late models on Liberal Beef Night. Ready to get restarted. 2 laps complete. Here they come. Look good. Green is on. Three wide, 3 deep in turn number 4. Bergeron off the pace in car number 96. Bergeron to the pits. And still Earl Maxim in car number 5. Bob Johnson in the 88. Kevin Les Gordon the 75. Jamie Ledoux the 35. Tommy Campfield in the 15. Stretch him out and run down the backstretch, mostly single file now. It's still Maxim on in front in the Monte Carlo. Dennis Bell getting the black flag. He's dragging something all the way around the 73X. Kevin Lesgord starts to turn up the fire on Earl Maxim. Lesgord, the 75, will be looking for the lead at the halfway point. Caution on the speedway for a car all the way around in turn number 2. It's Jack McClay. There, 2 by 2, approaching turn number 3. Maxim back out in front. Here comes the halfway marker. Now 3 of Mark Blair dives to the infield. Field rumbles on. Off turn number 4. It's still Maxim. Lesgord wants to go, and Lesgord's looking for a way by. Lesgord dives to the inside, puts a fender up but can't get by. Pushes Maxim very hard into turn number 4 as he power slides off the corner. Bob Johnson right back into it now in turn number 88. Johnson a close third. Steve Bly running in 4th. Tommy Campfield back to 5th. On Bly's number 10 as he's going up in smoke. Oil down on the track as it collects several cars. Wide. Trouble on the front stretch with Jamie Lanou and the 4 of Vic Jarvis, but the field rolls on. Maxim, your leader in the 5. Kevin Lesgord the 75 second. Tommy Canfield now 3rd. Alan Fellows in the 29 now up to 4th. Just a couple of laps remaining. Here comes Lesgord looking to the inside. Door gets closed once again. 2 to go this time. 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. Flag this time for Earl Maxim in car number 5. One more time around. Lesgord follows him in closely in turn number 2. Puts a little up tap on him down the backstretch. Maxim protecting the inside. Fellows pulls up racing for 3rd now. Off turn 4. Checkers fly. Earl Maxim. Top 3 pulling up to victory lane. And grabbing the checkers for his victory lap out of Sharon, Vermont, Earl Maxim. Take the Polish victory lap.
That kid's running in circles. Watch those people get
There's a happy gentleman and crew as they head on out. Bob Ruggle lead him down. Field gets 2 by 2 on the backstretch. Rolling into 3. Baker looking for a jump. They come off turn 4. They're in the green. leader, Bob Rugg, running in second. Mike Russo runs third. The 162 of Dave Lescord running in fourth. Involved at the exit of turn number 4 bring out the caution, and Brian Baker will have to shut it down. Very ready to go. Lights are out around the track. Brian Baker has the field in tow. He'll be looking for green this time by Brusso up on the outside. Here comes 11. Up in turn number 2. See if Brusso stays with Baker on the restart this time. Field grouped nicely in turn number 3. Brusso inches out ahead. Baker steps down. Flag conditions on the speedway, a multi-car pileup. A lot of heavy damage out there. All started when Baker got it turned around on the front stretch and the field came thundering in behind him. Please stay back away from the fences, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of volatile fluids out there. Please stay back away from the fences. If security could help us out, please. Parents, please get your kids back there. We have a lot of fluids being spilled on the racetrack. This is a very dangerous condition. Fire crews are out there. If you could just stay back. Looks like everybody is out and okay. Bob Rugg involved. Brian Baker, the 27. Jim Boniface taking some heavy damage. The 50 of Corey Patno is really torn up, along with the 97 of Walt Hammond. Baker steps down. Comes the field, ready to go. Second, Peter Daniels runs up to third. Lescord in fourth. Guy Karen is fifth. halfway this time by. Closes in for second spot now. Tim Casey trying to hold him off. It's Mike Brusso, Tim Casey, and Peter Daniels. Daniels sneaks to the inside in turn number 2. Gets a good bite up off the corner, and Daniels will be running for second in turn number 3. Slides down to the infield in the 162, able to keep it fired and rejoins on the front stretch. Starting to close down for the lead now. Daniels starting to track down Mike Brusso. 23 laps are down, 7 to go. Daniels within striking distance now. Brusso and Daniels off turn number 4. Daniels right there. If he's going to get him, he's going to get him off turn number 2. Watch the bite. Peter Daniels gets up off turn number 2. It's going to really come to life off this corner right here. Two to go this time by. 2 to go. Look out, caution on the field as Tim Casey has a motor expire in turn number 1. Casey's number 77 as he's already got the window net down. And Daniels way out. Brusso's on by about 3 car lengths. Green is out. Daniels coming on hard. There's 2 to go this time. Guy Karen dives in for 3rd spot. Daniels looking to the inside off turn number 2. Look out! Peter Daniels had to cross it up to avoid running into Mike Brusso with 1 to go. Here they come rolling off turn number 3. Checkers up for Mike Brusso. Race for 3rd. Guy Karen will get it. After a lot of controversy, he takes it to victory lane. And Mike Brusso will take the checkers around. One more feature event will be rolling out shortly. The street stocks will round out our great night of racing here on Liberal Beef Night at the Claremont Speedway. You've seen it all. Big crashes, great racing, good battles, a little bit of controversy thrown in there. We store it all together and serve it up every Saturday night at 6:30 here at the Claremont Speedway. To the pit area, lights are out. We should get going this time by Ken Thompson and Scott Shute lead them down. We're on the green. Look out, heading in turn number 3. 3 wide, 2 deep back there. Pellerin in trouble again on the backstretch with a 72 as the field comes thundering by as he's limping towards the pit area. See if we can get it out. Look out, car around. Davis goes around. The 60 goes into the banking. Yellow will come out. Yellow on the track. And it looks like Larry Riendo on the outside in 8. Lights are out again. We're back to racing green. Thompson still your leader. Jim Zulo running in second. Scott Shute is third, and the field is thundering in behind him. Larry Riendo on the move in car number 4. Look out down the backstretch. Cars involved in that melee, as one of them got up on the dirt embankment and came right back. Shannon Scanlon and Todd Smith, please report to the bench in the announcer's tower, please. Thank you. Three wide off turn number 2, and they charge down the backstretch into turn 3. Zulo dives for the lead in car number 10. Lightning Larry right there with him in car number 4. Couple cars get together mid-pack. David Anthony in car number 17 makes it 3 wide on the inside down the backstretch. Anthony trying to hang in there as he's trying to pick off 2 cars, making his way to the front. It's Jim Zulo, your leader. Lightning Larry Riendo running in second. The 20 of Dave Davis is running in third, and a battle rages on for 4th. yellow card line, get the jump for the outside. Here they come. They pick up the pace in turn number 3. Nice and even. Here they come. Out to the lead in car number 4. Up in turn number 4. Let's see if they can straighten them away, keep them going. Look out, there goes your leader up in turn number 3. Yellow flies. Be putting the hard charge on. Let's see what happens up front. Here they come. They crank it up. They're under green. David Anthony charges down low in car number 17, looking for second spot. He's got it. Davis back to third. Benson now takes up the challenge, and Radical Russ on the outside. Russ Davis on the move in car number 5. 3 wide into turn number 3. He backs out of it. Fluid on the racetrack. Cars skating to get by the 32. There goes one all the way around in turn 2, and the yellow comes out. Green is out. Jim Zulo and David Anthony charge down into turn number 3. There'll be 2 to go this time. Radical Russ trying to get into the top 4 with 1 to go. Stretch him out down the backstretch into turn number 3. Checkers fly for Jim Zulo. Zulo will take the checkered around.
Did she say?